हम गिरफ्तारी देंगे अपनी, हम गिरफ्तारी देंगे। ये कैसे जबरदस्ती दी भाई, ये जबरदस्ती दिखा के दारू पी के रात को बचा ले गए। हमारे लोगों को
सर फोड़ दिया एक भाई का, और
मेरे भाई का सर फोड़ेगा, मेरे भाई का सर फोड़ेगा पुलिस वाले ने।
शराब पी रखी है, दारू पी गई, ये चीजें कर रहे हैं। अगर देश में सब आ जाओ, सब आ जाओ।
So you heard the wrestlers there, they're saying a policeman was drunk, he abused the women wrestlers, he hit one wrestler in his head, and he's beaten up several wrestlers there who have been protesting. That's what Bajrang Punia and other wrestlers at Jantar Mantar are saying. And let's show you a video on the right hand of your screen. The video that you're showing has been made by one of the protesters there, and they say that this is the cop, this is the policeman who beat up the wrestlers who were protesting, and they're saying that this policeman was drunk when he beat up the wrestlers, and he's also abused several women wrestlers who are protesting there. So that's the video that we're showing you from Jantar Mantar, in which the wrestlers are alleging that this policeman is drunk and he's beating up the wrestlers. He has beaten up wrestlers. He has hit one wrestler in his head. On the left hand of your screen, you're seeing these visuals of one wrestler, one protesting wrestler who's showing that he has been hit in the head by this cop who allegedly was drunk. So as you can see, there are top wrestlers of the country there, including Vinesh Phogat, Sakshi Malik. You also have Bajrang Punia making these allegations against the Delhi police personnel. And the visuals that we're showing you right now of one wrestler, Bhushan Phogat, who's saying that he has been hit in the head by this cop, by this policeman who allegedly was drunk. Now, this has happened just in the last few minutes. This has happened post 11 o'clock in the night. And the wrestlers are saying that this protest was continuing peacefully. There was no violence whatsoever in the last 11 days of the protest. And now, on the 11th day, this is the first time that there's been any violence at the wrestlers' protest at Jantar Mantar. Now, till now, we've not seen any visuals of the actual moments of the policemen attacking the wrestlers. But what the wrestlers are saying, and what we gather from that, is that they are alleging that this policeman was drunk, and that's when he hit several protesters, he beat them up, and he hit them in the head as well. We've shown you visuals of one wrestler showing the injury on his head. Bhushan Phogat has shown the injury on his head, and he says that he has been hit, he's been beaten up by this cop who's allegedly drunk. And the allegation is that this cop also, this policeman also abused several other protesters, several other female wrestlers who are protesting currently at Jantar Mantar. So this is, if all of this is true, it's of course extremely unfortunate to see this behavior by a policeman, by a Delhi police personnel against wrestlers who have been protesting peacefully for the last 11 days. And if such a situation is true, if what the wrestlers are saying is true, that the policeman was drunk and that's when he hit them and he abused them, then it is extremely unfortunate, and there needs to be action against that. And that's what ministers in Delhi are already demanding. The Delhi Minister Saurabh Bharadwaj has tweeted saying, asking the Lieutenant Governor to take stock of this situation. He's saying there should be a medical test done of this policeman who's accused of being drunk and beating up the wrestlers. And he's saying that there should be a medical test done, and there should also be a medical test done of the victim, or to find out the truth behind these allegations that are being made. These protesters are alleging that there's not one cop. There's not one policeman of the Delhi police who was drunk and who attacked them. But the protesters are saying that there were several policemen of the Delhi police who were drunk and they beat them up using sticks. One wrestler has been injured in his head as well, as we saw in those visuals. Let's listen in to what the wrestlers are saying about this violence that broke out there. All right, so Bajrang Punia has said that it was a cop. The wrestlers are saying that it wasn't one cop. In fact, there were several of them who were drunk and they beat up these protesting wrestlers using sticks. Now, one wrestler has been hit in the head. He's been injured on his head and he's been sent to a hospital, is what one wrestler is saying. Now, this explains to you what happened according to the wrestlers. The Delhi police has still not made a statement on this yet, but you can see the security has been tightened there at Jantar Mantar, the protest site where these wrestlers have been protesting for the last 11 days. You can see that in those visuals that the scuffle is still continuing. There are tensions between the Delhi police officials and the wrestling protesters there. Now, Delhi MLA Somnath Bharti was also there, and he said that it's a strange situation what is playing out, and he says that I've been detained in Mandir Marg police station as well because he supported the demand of the women wrestlers. All of this playing out. My colleague Tanishq is joining us from Jantar Mantar, from where all of this is happening. Tanishq, take us through what you're seeing there right now.
Priyanshi, as soon as I entered Jantar Mantar, there was heavy police deployment. There is police deployment right now all around Jantar Mantar where the wrestlers have their camp. Now I am joined by Somveer Rathi, who is he will tell us what happened, what exactly turned out in the late night. So क्या हुआ आज?
जैसे मतलब आज बारिश 2 दिन से बारिश हो रही इधर हमारे भी गद्दे थे सब कुछ हमारा गिल्ला हो गया था। तो आज मतलब हमने सोचा कि जैसे मतलब ये फट्टे आते हैं ना, ये ले आए अंदर और रात को सो जाएंगे। तो क्या हुआ मतलब जैसे किसी ने खाना भी नहीं खाया था तो फट्टे लेके आ रहे थे ना, तो इन्होंने पुलिस वाले ने कोई इधर मतलब उनको अंदर नहीं आने दिया फट्टों को। तो हम बाहर गए लेने के लिए, भी नेक्स्ट मेरे साथ और मतलब संगीता थी धर्मेंद्र, उधर कोई ऐसे तो वाली थी माँ बहन की, और उसकी छाती में धक्का मारा लड़कियों को। कोई उधर लेडी पुलिस नहीं थी। उसके बाद फिर हम गए तो 2 लड़कों के सिर फोड़ दिए पुलिस वालों ने। एक विनेश का भाई है दुष्यंत पहलवान, और एक और भाई है, कौन था इधर ही मतलब कोई।
तो आप कह रहे हैं दिल्ली पुलिस की तरफ से हुआ है, आपका ये कहना है ना?
दिल्ली पुलिस की तरफ से हुआ। दिल्ली पुलिस बिल्कुल ब्रज भूषण को फुल सपोर्ट कर रही है पहले दिन से, हमें ये बात का पता है। उसमें से 3 पुलिस वाले शराब पी रहे थे। हम बोल रहे थे इनका मेडिकल इधर ही कराओ, उन्होंने मेडिकल नहीं करवाया, उसको यहाँ से भगा के ले गए।
ये बोले रिटर्न में कंप्लेंट दे दो हमारे को, हम वहाँ पे जाके मेडिकल करवाएंगे। यहाँ किसी ने नहीं किया भाई साहब। बजरंग को भी डीएसपी है जो यहाँ का, बजरंग को भी उसने धक्के मारे। एक
गाड़ी दी है भाई,
विनोद कांस्टेबल है, उसने मुझे भी थप्पड़ मारा है भाई साहब। यहाँ पे भाई साहब बहुत ज्यादा पुलिस।
ऐसा हुआ क्यों? कुछ क्या किस
दिल्ली पुलिस ये चाहती है कि इनको तोड़ दो, सीधी बात है। लड़कियों के बयान दर्ज नहीं हो रहे, ठीक है, 6 दिन से FIR नहीं हुई, और बस यही कि ये धरना है, ये धरना चलना नहीं चाहिए, इनको यहाँ से कैसे करके उठा दो। बस दिल्ली पुलिस की यही सोच है। एक अपराधी को तो बता रहे हैं, इधर हमारी पिटाई कर रहे हैं, हमें खाने नहीं दे रहे, अंदर कुछ भी नहीं दे रहे अंदर। ये बात होगी मतलब उसके पास पैसा है, ये पैसे खा के बैठ गए सभी, पूरी सरकार भ्रष्ट है।
पैसे सारी दिल्ली पुलिस से ब्रज भूषण से डरती है और उससे सारे पैसे ले रखे हैं सारी।
हाँ, हम लोग लेकिन अगर आज की बात करें, अभी जो हुआ तो उसमें अभी रेसलर्स आप लोग के साथ जितने भी लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे, कितने लोग इंजर्ड, कितनों को इंजरी आई है, क्या हुआ है?
2 लड़कों को चोट लगी है सिर में, एक को 2 साथ में 2 ACP था धर्मेंद्र, उसने मारे हैं। एक दारू पी रखी थी, उसका नाम हरी सिंह है, हेड कांस्टेबल। तो भाई साहब 2
तो
लड़ी हुई है हमारे
और
वाले
2-3 बच्चों को पुलिस उठा के लेके गई रात को, पता नहीं वो बच्चे कहाँ हैं अब हम।
2 बच्चों को पुलिस उठा के लेके
The wrestler speaking to us, yeah, that was the wrestler speaking to us. They alleged that the Delhi police have been, it was Delhi police behind this who created ruckus and were unruly with the wrestlers protesting here. And let me just remind you that today is the 11th day of the protest, and it is happening just before the Supreme Court hearing. It is happening just before the Supreme Court hearing, and tomorrow the Supreme Court hearing will take place of the rest of this case. Over to you, Priyanshi.
Right, Tanishq, thanks for getting us those accounts of the wrestlers there. And as you heard, the wrestler that Tanishq was speaking to, he says that 2 of the protesting wrestlers have been hit in their head. One of them has been taken to the hospital as well. They say that several cops of the Delhi police were drunk. They hit the protesting wrestlers. They abused the women wrestlers who were protesting there. And he also takes the name. He mentions one head constable there who was drunk, and he hit one wrestler in the head. So as Tanishq was also showing us that the security has been tightened there at Jantar Mantar, and also the scuffle is still continuing. The situation still remains tense, as you can see in those visuals as well. On your right hand, the right hand of your screen shows you the live visuals that we're getting from Jantar Mantar. So you can see the Delhi police personnel are there to calm the situation down. But this is already drawing criticism from several opposition parties as well. Jayant Singh of the RLD has also now tweeted out that the news that the wrestlers and their associates have been attacked by the police at Jantar Mantar is a direct mess with our honor. He says that brothers and sisters of our country have to come forward for the rights of our sisters and daughters, and he says we will go to Jantar Mantar in the morning. Along with that, ministers in the national capital or ministers in the Delhi government have also reached out to the Lieutenant Governor saying that there should be action against this. The cop who faces these allegations of beating up the protesters and being drunk should face some action. There should be a probe. There should be a medical test of these cops who were allegedly drunk and who have allegedly hit these protesting wrestlers. Now remember, the protest has been going on for the last 11 days. Today is the 11th day. Until now, there was no violence at the protest against the Wrestling Federation of India chief Brij, Bhushan, Singh, demanding their arrest. But the protesters here are demanding an arrest of the Wrestling Federation of India chief and BJP MP Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. So 11 days this protest has been going on for, but this is the first time that there's been any violence reported. Now, one of the politicians who were there at the protest, remember several politicians including Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Arvind Kejriwal have joined the wrestlers in their protest against the WFI chief and the BJP MP. Now today, one of the politicians who were there is an MLA from the national capital, Advocate Somnath Bharti, who was there. And he has tweeted out saying that it's a strange situation that BJP MP Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is out and enjoying in spite of having a POCSO FIR against him. But just because I supported the demand of women wrestlers for a foldable cot to avoid drenched site of Jantar Mantar, I have been detained in Mandir Marg police station. So one politician has been detained as well by the Delhi police and he says he's been detained because he was supporting the wrestlers there, and he was trying to get a cot for them to help them shelter themselves from the rain. Now let's get our focus back on the protests, on the violence that is being reported from the protests, and let's just focus on each of the visuals that we're showing you. The visual that you're seeing on the bottom right of your screen shows you the wrestler Dushyant Phogat, and he says that he's been hit in the head by one of the cops who was drunk. You can also see several other protesters, including Bajrang Punia, Sakshi Phogat, Vinesh Phogat is also there at the protest site. This is the visual of Dushyant Phogat, who's showing his head injury. And he says that he's been hit in the head. You can see blood on his head. And he says he's been hit in the head by one of the cops who were allegedly drunk. On the other side, you can also see the scuffle that's going on between the Delhi police personnel and the wrestlers. On the bottom left of your screen, the video that you're seeing, this video that you're seeing, it's a scuffle between the wrestlers and the Delhi police personnel. On the bottom left, what you're seeing is a video that in which the wrestlers are saying this is the cop who was responsible for the violence that has played out. They say that this is the cop who beat them up. This is the cop who's allegedly drunk. In this video, the wrestlers are showing this cop. They say that he hit a couple of wrestlers in their head. They say that this is the cop who is drunk. That's what the wrestlers are saying. And he hit them, he beat them up, hit the protesting wrestlers in their head. So that's what the wrestlers are saying. Till now, the Delhi police has not made a statement on this yet. But you can see senior officials of the Delhi police are present there trying to control the situation. But till now, they've not made a statement. So while this is the version of the protesters, you can see those angry protesters, including Bajrang Punia, including Sakshi Malik. They are completely angry, and they are saying that a protest was going on peacefully, and these Delhi police personnel who are allegedly drunk, they've hit us. So you can see the scuffle that's continuing, and you can see those protesters, those wrestlers, extremely angry and arguing with the Delhi police, alleging that one of their personnel hit them in the head. My colleague Tanishq Punjabi joining us from Jantar Mantar, from the protest site. And Tanishq, take us through what you're seeing there, and has there been any response from the Delhi police yet?
Priyanshi, no response from the Delhi police now, but Delhi police have heightened the security. There is a lot of police deployment here, and Delhi police was also restricting some people to enter to maintain the law and order situation. The word of Delhi police personnel was that we have to control the law and order situation. That's why we won't allow any more people coming here and joining here right now. But we spoke to wrestlers. They allege that the police is behind all the scuffle, and there were drunk men inside with the police. Who did this? Who started this? Now, the latest is that the wrestlers will hold a press conference shortly, in a short while from now, and they will reveal all the details and all what transpired in the late night. Now, let me just again remind you for the viewers that it is just before the Supreme Court hearing that is to be scheduled for tomorrow. You can see there are wrestlers here. There is Bajrang Punia over there, and they allege that two of their supporters have been hospitalized and are injured. But this happens. This late night scuffle unfolds just before the Supreme Court hearing. Now we are yet to get an official word from the Delhi police, but the wrestlers will also hold a press conference very soon.
As you mentioned that there's been no official statement from the Delhi police yet, but if you could just give us a wrap of what the wrestlers are saying till now. What is their version of what really played out in the last couple of hours or so?
Yes, according to wrestlers, Priyanshi, that Vinesh Phogat had stepped out, and Vinesh Phogat was physically attacked by one of the policemen from the Delhi police. This is what the wrestlers say, and then things got worse from there. There was a scuffle that broke out between the Delhi police and the wrestlers, and wrestlers allege that some of one or two of the Delhi police personnel were intoxicated. Now, the wrestlers also say that two of the protesters are injured and are under treatment right now. This is what the wrestlers say. They are going to hold a press conference very soon and explain what transpired in the night. Now, let me just show you around that there is heavy police deployment over here. A lot of police personnel are here. Delhi police has heightened the security, and they were not letting anyone enter any more people enter inside the premises of the Jantar Mantar where the protest is being held. Over to you, Priyanshi.
Right, Tanishq, thanks for joining us with those details. And as you mentioned that the wrestlers would be coming out to give out their statement as to what really happened. But you've been there tracking the wrestlers' protests for the last 11 days. And Tanishq, for the last 11 days, we've not seen any violence happening at the protest site. This is the first time that there are reports or there are allegations of any violence there, isn't it?
बस इस पर ना सारे माइक रख दो, बैग को उठा लो।
Yes, this is the first time that some violence has taken place. Let me tell you, there were already tensions between the police and the wrestlers in the very beginning. In the very beginning of the protest, the wrestlers alleged that the Delhi police was not letting them take food or water inside. There was just the second day of the protest after they restarted the protest. So yes, there were tensions. They were already disgruntled with the Delhi police. Now this has happened. Let me just show you that the preparation of the press conference is being started, and they will very soon give their official word and what transpired. They will give us all clearance on what transpired through the night.
Anish, thanks very much for joining us with those details, and of course we'll see when the wrestlers address that press conference and give out their version of what really happened. But let me just give you the top points of what Tanish just shared with us and what the wrestlers have also been saying. They say that it was a late night violence that played out, that happened at the protest site at Jantar Mantar in the national capital. They say that the peaceful protest was going on by the wrestlers who have been protesting for the last 11 days. They say that they were protesting peacefully when one of the cops, few of the cops in fact of the Delhi police, who were allegedly drunk, they beat up some of the protesting wrestlers. They also secondly say that two of the wrestlers have been hit in their head. On the bottom right of your screen, you're seeing one of the wrestlers, Bhushan, showing his head injury, which he alleges was because of a Delhi police personnel who hit him in his head and allegedly who was also intoxicated. So the wrestlers are saying that several Delhi police personnel who were intoxicated, who were drunk, they hit them with sticks. They abused several women wrestlers who have been protesting there, and they have caused these injuries on the head of two of the protesting wrestlers, and those two have been taken to a hospital now after they got injuries on their head. That's the version that we're getting from the wrestlers for now. No official comment from the police, but let's listen in first to what the protesters have to say on what really happened.
ये यहाँ पे आप देख लीजिए, हम बेड लेके आ रहे थे अंदर, बेड नहीं आने दे रहे थे, जब जबरदस्ती धक्का मार रहे हैं, गाली दे रहे हैं सभी को। दिल्ली पुलिस के एक वो एसीपी है धर्मेंद्र, क्या नाम है, शुरू कैसे हुआ? हम बेड लेके आ रहे थे क्योंकि आज से पहले हम भी नहीं लेके आए थे, बारिश की वजह से सोने में दिक्कत थी, इसलिए बेड लेके आ रहे थे। सभी जितने भी आ रहे 40-50 खिलाड़ी हैं, सिर्फ बेड लेके आ रहे थे। ये साक्षी देखिए, ये रो रही है।
सर फोड़ा गया है मेरे भाई का, दुष्यंत फोगाट नाम है उनका सर फोड़ा गया है इन्होंने, जो ये पी रखे इन्होंने। हमें नहीं पता ये कौन है कौन नहीं, हमें नहीं जानते, इन्होंने फोड़ा है। अंदर वो टॉयलेट में गए थे इन्होंने, जो बैठे जो भी है। ये
जो जंतर मंतर पर अभी हुआ है, ये बहुत गलत है। पूरे दिन आज बारिश हुई, जंतर मंतर पर बैठी हुई हमारी देश की पहलवान, जिन्होंने देश के लिए मेडल जीते, पूरी दुनिया में तिरंगे को ऊंचा किया, आज बारिश होने के बाद अगर जंतर मंतर पर कीचड़ है तो पुलिस कह रही है कि आप कीचड़ में सोइए। हमारे घरों की बहन बेटियां बीच सड़क पर कीचड़ में कैसे सो सकती हैं? किसकी बहन बेटियां कीचड़ में सो सकती हैं? अगर ऐसे में वो गद्दे लाना चाह रही हैं या एक फोल्डिंग बेड लगाना चाह रही हैं, तो केंद्र सरकार को इतनी परेशानी है, इतनी नफरत है आज पहलवानों से। आरोप ये भी है कि दिल्ली पुलिस के एक जवान नशे में धुत थे। वीडियो में देखने में लग रहा है कि उन्होंने नशा किया हुआ है। उन्होंने पहलवानों के ऊपर हमला किया, महिला पहलवानों के साथ बदतमीजी की, और बाद में दिल्ली पुलिस अपने अधिकारी को बचाने के लिए, ताकि उनके सिपाही की मेडिकल ना हो जाए, पूरे मामले पे लिपापोती कर रही है। पहलवानों को, देश के लिए मेडल जीतने वालों को धमका रही है। मुझे लगता है ये बहुत शर्म की बात है कि केंद्र सरकार आज इतना गिर गई है। बेटी कहने वाले लोग जो कहते थे बेटियों को बचाएंगे, बेटियों को पढ़ाएंगे, आज अपनी बेटियों को सोने के लिए गद्दा तक नहीं देना चाहती, ये बहुत शर्म की बात है। हिंदुस्तान ये सब देख रहा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी का जो घमंड है बहुत जल्दी टूटेगा।
So the allegations being made there are really shocking. You just heard the Delhi Health Minister, Delhi Health Minister Saurabh Bharadwaj also saying that it's extremely unfortunate if what the wrestlers are saying is true. Now these wrestlers have been holding a protest for the last 11 days, and as you heard Saurabh Bharadwaj saying that these wrestlers are the pride of the country. They've gotten several medals and honors for the country in global wrestling competitions, and they have been allegedly beaten up by the personnel of the Delhi police. My colleague Tanishq Punjabi is there at the spot, is there at Jantar Mantar. And Tanishq, the wrestlers are likely to give out an official statement in just a short while from now. But till now, have they given an estimate of how many of the Delhi police personnel were allegedly intoxicated, how many of them attacked them allegedly, and how many of the wrestlers have been injured?
Talking about the injured wrestlers, the wrestlers have said two of the wrestlers are injured. But let me tell you what transpired, Priyanshi. We have got some clarity from the wrestlers. Aam Aadmi Party's leader Somnath Bharti was coming here, and he was providing some mattress to the wrestlers. That's when it all began. He was not allowed to enter, and right now Somnath Bharti is detained. He is right now detained by the Delhi police, and the wrestlers are soon to give out a press conference very soon. In a short while from now, the wrestlers will give a press conference and explain what transpired completely. But as of now, we know two of the protesters are injured. The right number we cannot confirm as of now, but the wrestlers are saying that two of the protesters are injured, and very soon all of us are waiting for the press conference by the wrestlers late in the night.
So, what we know till now, as Tanishq pointed out, that the wrestlers are saying two of them have been injured at the head, and they say that the several Delhi police personnel were drunk and they hit them, they beat up the protesting wrestlers, and they say, and as Tanishq was also pointing out, that what really happened before this is also important to contextualize the violence that has allegedly happened at Jantar Mantar. And as Tanishq was pointing out, that Delhi's MLA Somnath Bharti went to Jantar Mantar to support the protesters, and he was trying to get them a cot to sleep, because in Delhi it has rained the entire day, and the Aam Aadmi Party is saying that we were just trying to get them a place to sleep, because the ground is not habitable to sleep, considering that it has rained the entire day, and there must be mud there on the street, and that's why the wrestlers can't sleep on the street. So that's why the Aam Aadmi Party is saying that we went there, Somnath Bharti, the Aam Aadmi Party MLA, went there to get a cot for these protesting wrestlers, and after which there was some scuffle between the Delhi police officials, the Delhi police personnel, and Somnath Bharti, and also the wrestlers, post which Somnath Bharti has also been detained. So that's the wrestlers' version from what Tanishq was also telling us, and what we've heard from Bajrang Punia and other protesting wrestlers there as well. The visuals that we're seeing are extremely shocking. The visual that you're seeing on the bottom right is of a protesting wrestler, Dushyant Phogat, saying that his head has been injured because of this violence that has happened. He says that a drunk policeman hit him in the head, as you can see in that visual, and it's extremely shocking there to see. You can also see the blood on his head, and it is extremely unfortunate if this has happened the way the wrestlers are telling us, the way the wrestlers are narrating the story, saying that the protest was going on peacefully when some of the drunk cops
तो सिपाही को चोट लगी तो आपने सुना, विनेश को सुना आपने? विनेश जी बताया जा रहा है आपके साथ भी कुछ बदसलूकी हुई। हम उधर चले, सब लोग उधर चले, उधर से संगीता आ जा, पुलिस के ऊपर जो इल्जाम, साइड हो जाओ। संगीता साक्षी खड़ा है, साक्षी आ जा, चलो भैया उधर बैठ जाओ, कॉन्फ्रेंस कर दो।
So the wrestlers are going to address a press conference just a short while from now, and some wrestlers also say that Vinesh Phogat, one of the top wrestlers of the country, she has also been hit by these policemen who were allegedly drunk, and you could hear Vinesh Phogat saying that the allegedly drunk policeman looked them in the eye, and after that he beat them up. So those are the live visuals that we are showing you from Jantar Mantar, where the wrestlers are gathering there for a press conference. They are going to address the media just in a short while, where they will narrate what really happened according to them. Meanwhile, the Delhi police has not given out a statement yet, but the wrestlers are saying that they were carrying out their protest peacefully, and that's when some allegedly drunk Delhi police personnel hit them, attacked them, and the protest really turned violent. And it is extremely unfortunate and shocking to see that some protesters are saying, the wrestlers are saying that 2 of the wrestlers who were protesting there have been hit in the head and they had to be taken to a hospital. The wrestlers are saying that these allegedly drunk cops hit them with sticks. So this is the version that we're getting from the wrestlers for now, as my colleague Tanish Punjabi is also reporting from the ground from Jantar Mantar, where this protest was going on. And even now there seems to be some tension between the Delhi police and the protesting wrestlers. The Delhi police is tightening the security there, this video that you're seeing on the bottom right is extremely important, and you can also see that one of the country's top wrestlers, Sakshi Malik, it can be seen breaking down there in those visuals that we're getting from Jantar Mantar. Extremely unfortunate to see the women, the men who have fought at global stages and gotten medals for the country, them breaking down while protesting at Jantar Mantar, as they say they've been attacked by the cops from the Delhi police. Sakshi Malik, one of the top wrestlers of the country, can be seen breaking down there, tearing up there at Jantar Mantar, as these wrestlers say that they've been attacked by the Delhi police personnel, and they say that the women wrestlers who were protesting there have been abused by these cops who were allegedly drunk. So several wrestlers there trying to we're still trying to gauge the situation, but extremely unfortunate to see these women who have so strongly fought at global stages at wrestling championships for the country and gotten medals, them breaking down, alleging that they have been attacked, that they've been hit by the Delhi police personnel while they were carrying out their peaceful protests. It has been 11 days of the protests, and we have seen these protesters, these wrestlers breaking down several times, unfortunately, but this time it is the first time that there's been any violence reported, and it is extremely shocking. The allegations are extremely shocking, and let's listen to what the wrestlers say.
पानी भरा हुआ, सोने की जगह नहीं हमारे पास, किसी के पास भी। हम सोचे फट्टे मंगा के सो जाएंगे, फट्टे लेके आने लगे तो वो धर्मेंद्र जो भी है वो सीधा खुद अकेला, महिला पुलिसकर्मी नहीं थी, वो खुद धक्के मारने लग गया, हमें धक्के मारने लग गया। तो फिर हम उनको बोलने लगे, तभी फिर वो अंदर की साइड घूम के आया था। अंदर की साइड में सामने खड़ी थी, मेरे को बैंड की गाली दी उसने। मैं बोली गाली कैसे दे दी? इतनी देर में पुलिस वाला दूसरा था, वो ड्रिंक कर रहा था, उसको अंदर पकड़ लिया, चला गया, छिपा दिया उसको, अंदर छिपा दिया उसको।
मैं पीछे से गाड़ी से फट्टे निकाल रही थी, तो उस ड्राइवर को कंटिन्यू बोल रहा है पीछे ले। मैं बोली सर मैं खड़ी हूँ, अभी रुक जाओ। बोला नहीं पीछे ले। जबरदस्ती वो गाड़ी को पीछे करवा रहा है, बल्कि मैं पीछे खड़ी हुई हूँ।
वो पुलिस वाले ने अंदर रोक दिया, तो ड्रिंक कर रहा था उसको। जैसे पुलिस वाले ने अंदर रोक दिया तो वो कोई हमारा 1-2 जने अंदर गए ना, तो पता नहीं कौन से पुलिस वाले थे, मेरे को एग्जैक्टली पता नहीं है। हमारे जो थे दूसरे खिलाड़ी उनको पता होगा। एक धर्मेंद्र है, वो दूसरा था। सिर किसने फोड़ा है?
वो दारू पी रहा था, उसने गेट मारा है उसका।
दारू पी रहा था, हरी सिंह था वो। तो हरी सिंह एक ने सिर फोड़ दिया, एक का इधर से दुष्यंत का, वो हॉस्पिटल में गया है अभी। इनको बेचारे को देखो, ये इनको चक्कर आ रहे हैं, इनको जाने भी नहीं दे रहे हैं। खून निकला हुआ है, इनका सिर फटा हुआ है। इसको
ये हालात करा के भाई मारे, हमने रोटी भी ना खाई, यहीं पे लगे सारे दिन।
कुर्सी लाओ पीछे।
रोना नहीं बेटा, रोना नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं रोना। भाई ठीक हो जाएगा बेटा, भाई ठीक हो जाएगा, रोना नहीं बेटा। इसको हॉस्पिटल लेके
जाओ राहुल को, लेके नहीं जाने दे रही पुलिस, नहीं लेके जाए बेटा, राहुल को हॉस्पिटल लेके जाओ। रोना नहीं बेटा, ठीक हो जाएगा, उसको सिर में चोट लगे, ठीक हो जाएगा, रोना नहीं, जल्दी लेके जाओ बेटा हॉस्पिटल। ये दिन देखने के लिए मेडल लेके आए थे देश के लिए, रोना नहीं, यही दिन देखने के लिए लेके आए थे। मैं पूछ रही हूँ, सबसे पूछ रही हूँ, वो भूषण जो इतने कांड कर रहा है, वो घर में मजे से सो रहा है बेड पे, हम एक वो तख्ते के वो जो काट के बढ़ रहे हैं, जो भी बन रहे हम लेके आ रहे हैं सोने के लिए, उसमें भी इनको वक्त सो जाओ मर जाओ, मारना ही है तो वैसे ही मार दो, मारने के लिए तैयार है। इतनी इज्जत गिराओगे क्या? हम अपनी मान सम्मान की लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं और वो फिर धक्के मार रहा है चेस्ट पे लड़कियों, कैसे वो पुलिस वाला धर्मेंद्र जो भी है। इसी दिन देखने के लिए मेडल लेके आने, तो मैं चाहूंगी कि देश का कोई खिलाड़ी मेडल ही ना लेके आए कभी। इतनी दूरदर्शी करेगी हमारे यहाँ पे, रोटी भी नहीं खाई अभी तक किसी ने। धर्मेंद्र जो भी है, इसी दिन देखने के लिए मेडल लेके आने, तो मैं चाहूंगी कि देश का कोई खिलाड़ी मेडल ही ना लेके आए कभी। इतनी दूरदर्शी करेगी हमारे यहाँ पे, रोटी भी नहीं खाई अभी तक किसी ने।
कितने लोग इंजर्ड हुए आप लोग?
दो को, एक को तो इधर से पटा हुआ, उसका तो खून ही बहुत ज्यादा चलने लगा, तभी हमने भगा दिया। एक इस भाई को, ये भाई बैठा हुआ है, इसको तो करा रहे हैं, इसको जाने नहीं दे रहे हैं। एक हमारा भाई उठा ले गया था, उसको पता ही नहीं, आँख दिखा के धमकी दे रहा था कि मैं देख लूंगा तुमको, मेरे सर से मत बोल। धर्मेंद्र नहीं था, वो एक और जो एक और आया था, वो निकलवा के ले आए ताकि मेरा नाम ना पता लगे। वो मोटा सा था, वो देखते ही पहचान लेंगे हम उसको। इतनी बदतमीजियां कर रहे हैं, मतलब जब लड़कियां थी, अगर हम लड़कियां थी तब महिला कांस्टेबल कहाँ थी? जब वो आदमी हमें धक्के मार रहा था, जब वो धक्के मार रहा था हमें, तब महिला कांस्टेबल कहाँ थी? तब उसने क्यों महिला कांस्टेबल आके नहीं की? वो खुद को धक्के मारा था, उसको किसी ने परमिशन दे रखी क्या लड़कियों को ऐसे धक्के मारने की?
कोई महिला पुलिस वाला नहीं था, कोई महिला पुलिस कर्मी
कोई नहीं था उस टाइम पे, वो खुद अकेले धक्का मार रहा था सबको। क्या दिल्ली पुलिस कमिश्नर के इतनी अक्ल नहीं है क्या? अगर लड़कियां यहाँ धरने पे बैठी हुई थी, या महिला पुलिस की 24 घंटे ड्यूटी होनी चाहिए।
ड्यूटी तो थी, पुलिस तो ब्रज से भी ज्यादा खतरनाक हो रही।
ड्यूटी थी, लेकिन वो इधर ही बैठे थे, वो अपने आप अकेले थे।
आप सभी देशवासियों से अपील है, ये बेटियों के मान सम्मान की लड़ाई है। आपकी बेटी ऐसे रो रही है, सभी से अपील है, सुबह तक दिल्ली पहुंच जाओ। अगर आप नहीं बचा पाए तो कभी नहीं बचा पाओगे बेटियों की इज्जत को।
पूरा देश आपको सुन रहा है, देख रहा है इस वक्त। अगर आप फिर से वापस अगर आप बजरंग बता दें, क्योंकि दोनों लोग बहुत इमोशनल हैं, आप बताएं कि पूरा मामला क्या हुआ है? पूरा मामला
देखिए, यहाँ पे सभी को पता, बारिश हो रही है, नीचे सारा गिल्ला है, तख्त लेके आए थे, होल्डिंग वो अंदर रख रहे थे, उन पे गाली गलौज करने लगे पुलिस वाले कि गार में सो जाओ, नीचे सो जाओ, कीचड़ में, ऊपर बेड की वो नहीं है यहाँ पे। तो उसी पे गाली गलौज करने लगे, बदतमीजी करने लगे। मैं सभी देशवासी से पूछना चाहता हूँ, अगर हमारी बहन बेटी सुरक्षित नहीं है तो इस देश में कौन सुरक्षित है? ब्रज भूषण जैसे लोग जो क्राइम करके भी खुले में घूम रहे हैं, और ये यहाँ पे ऐसे रोना पड़ रहा है रात को बिना खाए पिए कुछ। तो सभी से अपील है, सुबह तक दिल्ली पहुँच जाओ आप लोग, अगर आपकी बहन बेटियों की इज्जत बचानी है तो।
बजरंग, एक सवाल है, पुलिस कह रही है कि सोमनाथ भारती इसके फोल्डिंग ला रहे थे, यानी जो बेड है वो ला
पहले ही थे, वो यहाँ पे पहले खड़े थे।
ये दो घटनाएं मिक्स हैं या अलग अलग है?
वो पहले ही खड़े थे, आप सीसीटीवी कैमरे लग रहे होंगे यहाँ पे, वो उधर खड़े थे, लेकिन वो टेम्पू वाला इधर से आया, टेम्पू वाला। तो इसमें सोमनाथ भारती का तो कोई रोल ही नहीं, वो तो पहले 10 मिनट 15 मिनट पहले ही खड़े थे, वो तो यहाँ पे।
बजरंग, पुलिस की तरफ से अभी बयान ये आया है कि सोमनाथ भारती यहाँ पर फोल्डिंग पलंग लेकर आए थे, जिसकी परमिशन
सीसीटीवी कैमरे होंगे ना यहाँ पे,
जिसकी परमिशन नहीं कैमरे ले जाना चाह रहे थे पुलिस की तरफ से।
मैं आपसे यही बोल रहा हूँ कि सीसीटीवी कैमरे हैं यहाँ पे,
उनको निकलवा लीजिए एक बार। उनसे पूछो ना, उनको गाल माँ बेटियों को
मेरे को गाल
दे रहे हैं, उनको किसने परमिशन दी उनको धक्का मारने की?
यहाँ पे सीसीटीवी कैमरे हैं, तो एक बार पता कर लीजिए। सोमनाथ भारती तो यहाँ खड़े थे,
उनको परमिशन किसने दिया? वो हम पे गाड़ी चढ़वाएंगे।
10 मिनट बाद आया, 15 मिनट बाद आया उधर से।
आप लोगों ने मंगाया था उसको?
हमने मंगाया है।
कुछ भी नहीं दे रहे सर, आप खुद देख लो ना कैसे कैसे टेंट लगा रखे हमने। इतने गुनहगार है हम देश के।
बैठे हैं, एक पुलिस वाले से पूछ लो, हमने किसी से बदतमीजी की होगी? एक पुलिस वाले, सिंगल पुलिस वाले से पूछ लो आप।
इतने तो क्रिमिनल नहीं है हम जितना हमारे साथ हार कर रखा है।
ये अभी साफ नहीं हो पा रहा है कि आखिर ऐसा कैसे हो गया कि एक सर फूट गया और फिर इतनी बात।
ड्रिंक कर रहा था जिसने सिर फोड़ा,
आगे बात होने जा रहा था, चुप रहा था वो। वो छुप रहा था बाथरूम में, बाकी छुपा रहे थे बाथरूम में ले जाके।
उसने मारा, बाथरूम के अंदर ही मारा उसको।
और बाद में सिर फोड़ने के बाद पुलिस वो जो उनके एसीपी थे, वो उनके डीसीपी थे, जो एसीपी थे, जो भी थे, वो उनके डंडे रखवा रहे हैं कि डंडे
छुपा दो, मतलब छुपा दो।
अच्छा, तो आप लोगों का अब आगे स्टेप क्या होगा? कोई
आप बता दो हम क्या करें? नहीं, आप बता दो, आप बता दो क्या करें? ये गोली ले रहे हैं ना, ये बंदूक ले रहे हैं ना, सारे मार दो। इज्जत तो हमारी छोटी नहीं, इन्होंने इज्जत तो कोई नहीं छोड़ रहा। मतलब कोई पुरुष है, इसका मतलब क्या उसको अधिकार दे दिया क्या उद्देश्य ने? हर पुरुष को अधिकार है क्या गाली देने का या लड़कियों के साथ बदतमीजी करने का? आप भी बताओ ना, हम क्या करें? गेम हमारा खत्म कर दिया, जिंदगी हमारी दाव पे लगा दी। सड़क पे हम बैठे हैं, फिर भी हमारे साथ अत्याचार कर रहा है। वो ब्रजभूषण को क्यों नहीं पकड़ रहे ये लोग?
10 दिन से हम यहाँ सो रहे हैं गद्दे पे, हमने कभी ऐसा नहीं बोला कि भी लेके आओ। आज ये सब गिल्ले हो गए। कहाँ पे सोए? कहाँ पे सोए? आप लोग हमें जवाब दे दो, कहाँ पे सोए हम?
जिन पुलिस कर्मियों ने आपके बदतमीजी की उनके खिलाफ शिकायत देंगे अब लिखित में भी?
जी दे देंगे जी, दे रहे हैं, अभी लिख रहे हैं।
जिसके खिलाफ दे रखे उसको गिरफ्तार कर लिया तुमने? मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ दिल्ली कमिश्नर से, अगर इन दोनों तीनों बेटियों में से एक कमिश्नर की बेटी होती तो क्या गुनहगार ब्रिजभूषण आज भी ऐसे ही घूम रहा होता? या अपनी बेटी में दूसरी बेटियों में फर्क करने वाले कमिश्नर से मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ, जिस दिन आपके घर में घुस के ये नेताओं की बेटियों को उठा के ले जाएंगे, क्या तब भी तुम चुप रहोगे? ये बेटियां न्याय की गुहार लगा रही है 11 दिन से।
पुलिस का स्टेटमेंट आया और बोला है कि सोमनाथ भारती ने स्कफल स्टार्ट किया, वो सामान लेकर आए थे।
भाई मैंने आपको 3 बार बता दिया है,
हमारे पास वीडियो भी है, लाइव भी चल रहा था,
वीडियो भी बना रखी है। और यहाँ पे उनके भी सीसीटीवी कैमरे लग रहे हैं, उनकी आप फुटेज निकाल लीजिए कि कौन लेके आया है। अब झूठा इंजाम वो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। उन्होंने ब्रजभूषण को पकड़ लिया, वो भी झूठा इंजाम ही लगा रहे हैं। अब तक जो महिला खिलाड़ी थे, जो विक्टिम थे, उनके अभी तक बयान नहीं लिए इन्होंने। ये झूठा फैला रहे हैं कि खिलाड़ी बयान नहीं देना चाह रहे।
कल सुप्रीम कोर्ट में बात है, अभी बात आगे सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कल रखेंगे। कल सुनवाई है सुप्रीम कोर्ट में।
अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट तो कल है ना जी, रात में क्या जाए हम?
आगे
हम रात को कहाँ जाएं?
अभी आप लोग क्या चाह रहे हैं? अभी क्या
नहीं, क्या मतलब क्या सम्मान रह गया क्या देश में? महिलाएं खत्म कर दो या तो इस देश को जरूरत नहीं हो तो। ये पुलिस वाले भी इधर बंदूक ले रहे हैं, हमें वैसे मरवा दो, मर के उठेंगे यहाँ से।
मरने के लिए हम बिल्कुल तैयार हैं।
आरोपी को
ऐसी जिंदगी हमें नहीं चाहिए, औरतों की इज्जत ना हो, हमें नहीं चाहिए ऐसी जिंदगी भाई।
आरोपी को गिरफ्तार नहीं कर रहे हैं और जिन बेटियों का शोषण हुआ है उनके भाइयों का सिर फोड़ रही है पुलिस। शर्म आनी चाहिए। चलो बेटा आजा, चलो आजा बेटा, रोना नहीं बेटा।
Extremely unfortunate scenes that we're seeing there at Jantar Mantar. You heard Vinesh Phogat tearing up there, breaking down as she narrates what really happened. Vinesh Phogat says that the wrestlers there were trying to set up cots because there was mud and they couldn't sleep on the ground because it has rained in Delhi the entire day. And she says that while they were trying to set up a place to sleep, they were this Delhi police personnel, she names them also, she names him, she says a cop named Dharmendra pushed them, he started beating them up, he started abusing them. Vinesh Phogat says that while we are protesting against Bhushan Singh, we are demanding the BJP MP's arrest, while he sleeps peacefully at home, we are being beaten up by cops at Jantar Mantar while they are protesting peacefully. My colleague Tanishq Punjabi is there at the protest site, and Tanishq, it's extremely unfortunate what we are seeing right now. The protesters, the top wrestlers of the country tearing up. So they've really narrated what happened. They were trying to set up a place to sleep, and that's when allegedly this cop hit them.
Yes, Priyanshi, extremely emotional scenes. Late in the night, the wrestlers have been protesting for 10 days and the Supreme Court hearing is tomorrow. What happened today, as Vinesh Phogat told us, that they were trying to bring in their mattresses inside to sleep since it was raining and they needed something to keep the mattresses on, and they were bringing that stand to keep the mattresses on, and that's when they were stopped by Delhi police, and that's when the Delhi police hit them. They also took the name of the police personnel who hit them, and that's when the scuffle started. We also saw one of the protesters getting unconscious here at the right when the press conference was going on. So yeah, extremely tense situation here. The Delhi police have also heightened the better security. The Delhi police is saying that Aam Aadmi Party leader Somnath Bharti is behind it, and he is right now detained. While the wrestlers say that he had nothing to do, he was always in touch with them and he came there to help him, and he had nothing to do with this. So yes, extremely emotional scenes right now here. All of them, Vinesh Phogat, Sakshi Malik, Sangeeta Phogat, all of them were really emotional. We saw tears coming out from their eyes, and the two of the protesters are injured. What remains to be seen is what will be the next course of action. What will they do ahead? Will they go and file a police complaint right now? Will they take up the matter in the Supreme Court tomorrow? Will they bring this up in the Supreme Court tomorrow? That remains to be seen, Priyanshi.
Danish, thanks very much for joining us. Extremely unfortunate there, and as Danish was pointing out, that one of the wrestlers who was protesting, Dushyant Phogat, who's been hit in the head, he could be seen fainting and getting unconscious while the wrestlers were addressing a press conference. The wrestlers are saying that the Delhi police is not allowing him to go to the hospital. Two of the wrestlers have been allegedly injured in their head. They've been allegedly beaten up in their head by this cop who was allegedly drunk. And the wrestlers are saying that while one of the wrestlers who've been hit in the head, he has been taken to a hospital, the police personnel, the Delhi police officials, are not letting the other wrestler go to a hospital and get treated. You can see the wrestlers, Sakshi Malik, Vinesh Phogat, breaking down there as they narrate what happened. We will take a short break now, but we'll be back with this story and a focus on the violence that has played out at Jantar Mantar. Stay tuned.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
20 years since we started, this music has been with you. Now, we want you to share your version of it. Let your inner artists out by creating an incredible remix of the NDTV signature track. Log on to ndtv.com/best of NDTV. Get inspired and submit your rendition. One winner gets an all-expense paid holiday for two. NDTV 24x7 20th year celebration.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
So let us begin the big fight.
In a deeply polarized world, where space for disagreement is shrinking, where take it or leave it defines discourse, we take a step back. A debate has many facets, perhaps no one right answer. Left, right and center, conversations that get to the core of the debate. Left, right and center with me, Vishnu Shom, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
The country's top wrestlers allege violence at their Jantar Mantar protest site, say drunk policemen beat them with sticks and hit two protesters in the head. The wrestlers break down while narrating the story, say, "We are not criminals." Internet suspended in Manipur as protests by tribals turn violent. Ban on large gatherings and night curfew in several districts. The tribals protest to oppose the demand for inclusion of the Metis community in the scheduled tribe category. A dramatic drone attack on the Kremlin dome. Russia accuses Ukraine, calls it a failed attempt to assassinate President Vladimir Putin. Ukraine denies any involvement in the drone attack. Russia's foreign minister to arrive in Goa for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meet. The bilateral meet of the foreign ministers of India and China planned amid tensions between the two. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar to not meet his Pakistan counterpart Bilawal Bhutto Zardari separately. Indian origin Ajay Banga appointed as the World Bank president. Banga becomes the first person of Indian origin to head the World Bank. The ex-MasterCard CEO will begin his 5-year World Bank term on the 2nd of June. Prime Minister Modi chants Jai Bajrang Bali at his rallies in Karnataka after the Congress party promises to ban the Bajrang Dal. The Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge refuses to speak on the Bajrang Dal controversy. With 1 week to go to the Karnataka elections, a campaign hits its final stretch. And Sharad Pawar's daughter Supriya Sule set to become the next NCP president after Sharad Pawar's decision to resign. Senior party leader says Supriya Sule will become the national president while Ajit Pawar could head the state unit. Hello and welcome to NDTV 24x7. I'm Priyanshi Sharma. We're tracking the situation that's happening, that's playing out at Jantar Mantar, the protest site of the top wrestlers of the country, and they're alleging violence by Delhi police personnel. They allege that several Delhi police cops were drunk and they hit several protesters who were at Jantar Mantar demanding an arrest of the BJP MP and Wrestling Federation of India chief Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. They say that they were trying to set up a place to sleep as it rained in Delhi the entire day, and while they were doing that, these cops allegedly pushed them, hit them, and in fact they say that 2 of the protesting wrestlers have been injured in the head. My colleague Tanishq Punjabi is joining us from Jantar Mantar, and Tanishq, unfortunate scenes that we are seeing there with several top wrestlers of the country, including Vinesh Phogat, Bajrang Punia, Sakshi Malik, breaking down while they are narrating the story. So tell us what really happened there from what the wrestlers are telling you.
Priyanshi, first I would like to give you the live update here. The situation seems to getting tensed here right now. BKU members are now entering while police is stopping them from enter. BKU members want to enter the protest here, and the situation seems to get tensed here. The Delhi police is stopping them, saying that this is a law and order situation right now. But the BKU Bharatiya Kisan Union members are raising slogans against the police, and situation seems to get tense here. Let me just get you a close look of the visuals that is happening right now. You see Delhi police is stopping, and the gate has been closed, and gate was opened right now just a couple of moments ago, but they have been stopped right now from entering. As you can see, BKU members here, Bharatiya Kisan Union members, trying to come out and support. I would like to yeah. As you can see here, so this is happening late in the night as the drama unfolds. More and more protesters wanting to join here, but Delhi police right now not letting them enter, saying that this is a law and order situation here. We saw what happened. We saw the visuals of the scuffle between the Delhi police and the wrestlers. Vinesh Phogat alleging the Delhi police did physically assault them when they were trying to bring the mattress. So that's what happening. Priyanshi, over to you, Priyanshi, right now.
Right, Tanishq, as Tanishq was just showing us that the Bharatiya Kisan Union members are trying to get inside the protest site. They're trying to join the protesters there. This after that violence played out, the wrestlers allege that Delhi police personnel hit them, they attacked them, they abused them while they were trying to set up a place to sleep. Let's also listen in to what the wrestlers have said. Listen in to Vinesh Phogat as she narrated what happened, and she also unfortunately broke down while narrating the story.
ये दिन देखने के लिए मेडल लेके आए थे देश के लिए, यही दिन देखने के लिए लेके आए थे। मैं पूछ रही हूँ, सबसे पूछ रही हूँ, वो ब्रज भूषण जो इतने कांड कर रहा है, वो घर में मजे से सो रहा है बेड पे, हम एक वो तख्ते के वो जो काट के बढ़ रहे हैं, जो भी बन रहे वो हम लेके आ रहे हैं सोने के लिए, उसमें भी इनको वक्त सो जाओ मर जाओ। मारना ही है तो वैसे ही मार दो, मारने के लिए तैयार है। इतनी इज्जत गिराओगे क्या? हम अपनी मान सम्मान की लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं और वो फिर धक्के मार रहा है चेस्ट पे लड़कियों कैसे। वो पुलिस वाला धर्मेंद्र जो भी है, इसी दिन देखने के लिए मेडल लेके आने, तो मैं चाहूंगी कि देश का कोई खिलाड़ी मेडल ही ना लेके आए कभी। इतनी दूरदर्शी करेगी हमारे यहाँ पे, रोटी भी नहीं खाई अभी तक किसी ने।
कितने लोग इंजर्ड हुए हैं आप लोग के साथ?
दो को, एक को तो इधर से पटा हुआ, उसका तो खून ही बहुत ज्यादा चलने लगा, तभी हमने भगा दिया। इस भाई को, ये भाई बैठा हुआ है, इसको चक्कर आ रहे हैं, इसको जाने नहीं दे रहे हैं।
उसी पे गाली गलौज करने लगे, बदतमीजी करने लगे। मैं सभी देशवासियों से पूछना चाहता हूँ, अगर हमारी बहन बेटी सुरक्षित नहीं है तो इस देश में कौन सुरक्षित है? ब्रज भूषण जैसे लोग जो क्राइम करके भी खुले में घूम रहे हैं और ये यहाँ पे ऐसे रोड़ा पड़ रहा है रात को बिना खाए पिए कुछ। तो सभी से अपील है, सुबह तक दिल्ली पहुँच जाओ आप लोग, अगर आपकी बहन बेटियों की इज्जत बचानी है तो।
ये जो जंतर मंतर पर अभी हुआ है ये बहुत गलत है। पूरे दिन आज बारिश हुई, जंतर मंतर पर बैठी हुई हमारी देश की पहलवान जिन्होंने देश के लिए मेडल जीते, पूरी दुनिया में तिरंगे को ऊंचा किया, आज बारिश होने के बाद अगर जंतर मंतर पर कीचड़ है तो पुलिस कह रही है कि आप कीचड़ में सोइए। हमारे घरों की बहन बेटियां बीच सड़क पर कीचड़ में कैसे सो सकती हैं? किसकी बहन बेटियां कीचड़ में सो सकती हैं?
And as the wrestlers have said that two of the protesting wrestlers have been hit in their head. One of them has been taken to the hospital. There you can see one of the wrestlers lying unconscious there, who's been hit in the head. They say that these cops who have allegedly hit them, they were drunk is what the wrestlers are saying, and they say that while they were trying to set up a place to sleep, these cops pushed them. They were allegedly drunk and then they hit them and abused them as well. And as you heard the wrestlers, they're saying that we did not get a medal for this day. They are protesting, demanding an arrest of the BJP MP and WFI chief Brij Bhushan Singh over sexual harassment allegations, and they say that while he's facing these serious allegations, he's sitting at home peacefully sleeping. We are being beaten up while we are peacefully protesting. They also say they haven't had food, they don't have a place to sleep, and despite facing all of those hardships, they've been beaten up as well. You can also see those visuals in which one of the wrestlers, he's showing the injury on his head, and you can also see the blood on his head as he says that he's been hit by one of these cops who were allegedly drunk. They are also calling on to several political parties and leaders across the country to join them in their protest, and several opposition parties have also condemned this. They are raising several questions to the Delhi police, though the Delhi police have not given out a statement just yet. But it's extremely shocking what we are seeing there, with the wrestlers alleging that they've been attacked, they've been hit, they've been beaten up using sticks by these cops who were allegedly drunk. Now moving on to the other big story, the Manipur government has suspended mobile internet for the next 5 days in the state amid violent protests by tribals. Now tribal groups took out rallies in several districts of the state to express dissent to the persistent demands of the Metis community for its inclusion in the scheduled tribe category. Now along with ban on large gatherings, night curfew too has been imposed in several districts of the state.
You know, this the protest rallies were actually initially peaceful. So there were protest rallies in almost all the hill districts, all the tribal dominated districts. This protest rally was called by a student body. It was called the Tribal Solidarity March. This was against the idea of inclusion of the Metis community in the scheduled tribe category. Remember, the Metis who are the majority community in the state are not scheduled tribe at this moment, but then there was a recent High Court order which has allowed the state government to consider including the Metis in the scheduled tribe list, which the tribal groups have been vehemently opposing. But this rally comes close on the heels of last week's flare-up in Churachandpur district, where there were cases of vandalism and arson at a venue where Chief Minister was supposed to attend. And that flare-up was largely because of allegations that the state government is trying to harass tribal people in the name of encroachment from reserve forest and forest land. Now, today what we are picking up from police sources, initially in almost all the places the rallies were peaceful, but particularly in areas which are bordering areas between the hill areas, the hill districts which are dominated by the tribals, and the Imphal Valley and its surrounding areas which are dominated by the Meiteis. There were places like Bishnupur district, like some other parts where there was pitch battle between communities, and police had to resort to tear gas shelling to disperse the crowd. In fact, in Imphal West district, in Churachandpur and its adjoining Firzwal, as well as Bishnupur district, there is section 144 of the CRPC clamped, and also night curfew. What we are hearing is that there have been arson in the border town of More in Taknapal district. There have been also reports of arson from other parts of the state. So therefore, the situation is on the boil. If you look at Manipur politics, then you have 20 tribal reserve seats. So therefore, how politically this plays out and how center also helps the state to handle this situation will be something to look forward to.
Now moving on, there was a dramatic drone attack at the Kremlin Dome. Russia accused Ukraine, calling it Ukraine's attempt to kill Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now the Kremlin said that 2 drones had been used in the alleged attack on Putin's residence, but they had been disabled by electronic defenses. Putin was not injured and there was no material damage to the Kremlin building, according to Russian authorities. But Russia said it considers the alleged attack a planned terrorist attack and an attempt on the life of the Russian president Vladimir Putin. It also says that the country now reserves the right to take countermeasures. Meanwhile, Ukraine has denied having any involvement in the attack, but the attack coming after more than 1 year of the start of the Ukraine war raises concerns of the war escalating even further. Moving on, India will host the foreign ministers of Pakistan, Russia and China for the foreign ministers meet of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or SCO, in Goa. Now, on the sidelines of the meet, the foreign ministers of India and China are set to have a bilateral meeting amid growing tensions. But Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar is unlikely to separately meet the Pakistan Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. Take a look at our report from Goa.
India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar landing in Goa to host the foreign ministers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or the SCO. The meeting, to be held in Benalem in Goa, will build the ground for the crucial summit in July. A summit of the Eurasian Security Group with anti-West countries like China and Russia. This year being helmed by India just months before the G20 summit in September, where the West tries to call the shots. But amidst the larger multilateral agenda, the focus will be on one-on-one meetings that Jaishankar holds, or rather not holds. But as per sources, there is unlikely to be a structured bilateral meeting with the Pakistani counterpart Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. Here's why. India had taken a stand after the Uri terror attack that terror and talks won't go together. The situation hasn't changed much, especially with the recent Poonch terror attack in which India lost 5 of its jawans.
It is for us very difficult to engage with a neighbor who practices cross-border terrorism against us. We have always said that they have to deliver on their commitment not to encourage, sponsor and carry out cross-border terrorism. We continue to hope that one day we would reach that stage.
However, despite the Eastern Ladakh friction entering the 3rd year, and India having lost 20 soldiers in Galwan clashes in June 2020, the doors of communication remain open at the foreign ministers level with China. S. Jaishankar will meet his counterpart Qing Yang on Thursday. India is once again expected to communicate that the overall bilateral relationship remains adversely impacted due to the border situation. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will also hold bilateral talks with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. This one-on-one conversation is very significant in the backdrop of the continued war in Ukraine and with the latest development of what Kremlin claims to be an assassination bid on Russian President Vladimir Putin. India does not only hold the chair of the SCO, but is also the president of the G20 this year, and therefore engaging with Russia on the one side and the Western countries on the other is very critical for India to be able to strike a consensus and make its presidency a success. With camera person Rajendra Dayalkar, this is Maha Siddiqui in Goa for NDTV.
With that time, a short break. We'll be back with more news on the other side. Stay tuned.
This is NDTV. No noise, no shouting, and most importantly, no lies. Our lead story tonight. Big international story India is closely watching. News that informs and inspires.
The news with Sonia Singh. Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. only on NDTV 24x7.
The only side we're on is yours.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
20 years since we started, this music has been with you. Now, we want you to share your version of it. Let your inner artists out by creating an incredible remix of the NDTV signature track. Log on to ndtv.com/best of NDTV. Get inspired and submit your rendition. One winner gets an all-expense paid holiday for two. NDTV 24/7 20th year celebration.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
Let us begin the big fight.
In a deeply polarized world, where space for disagreement is shrinking, where take it or leave it defines discourse, we take a step back. A debate has many facets, perhaps no one right answer. Left, right and center, conversations that get to the core of the debate. Left, right and center with me, Vishnu Shom, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
20 years since we started, this music has been with you, playing in your homes, at work, and in your car. Now, we want you to share your version of it. Calling all music buffs from across India to let your inner artists out by creating an incredible remix of the NDTV signature track for the world to hear. Log on to NDTV.
Welcome back. With just a week to go to the Karnataka elections on the 10th of May, the last stretch of campaigning is going on with the star campaigners hitting the streets. Now, one factor becoming a political flashpoint is the Bajrang Dal. PM Modi chanted Jai Bajrang Bali during his rallies in Karnataka just a day after the Congress party promised to ban the organization, saying that it's spreading hatred. The Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge, meanwhile, refused to comment on the controversy.
गौरव गान हो रहा बजरंग बली की बजरंग बली की बजरंग बली की
The Prime Minister going on the offensive after the Congress manifesto on Tuesday promised a ban on the Bajrang Dal.
कांग्रेस कर्नाटका को दिल्ली में उनका जो शाही परिवार बैठा है ना, उस शाही परिवार का नंबर 1 एटीएम बनाना चाहती है।
हमसे जो टकराएगा हमसे ही मिल जाएगा।
The Bajrang Dal is a controversial group, part of the RSS BJP Sangh Parivar, and has been linked to various incidents of violence. But as the Prime Minister went on the offensive, the Congress appeared to go on the defensive, with the party chief reluctant to explain why they announced this. On the other hand, DK Shivakumar, seen as a CM contender, took on the Prime Minister, while Kharge's son, a candidate, defended the move as a proposal to ban any fringe elements.
So what was the thinking behind, including that in the manifesto, that is banning of Bajrang Dal? What was the thinking behind?
This is already Dr. Parmeshwar has clarified. He was a chairman of drafting committee of that. So he has already yesterday replied. I don't want to reply.
Agreed, you're the president, sir, but why did
No, I don't want to reply that. Once my party people have replied.
ನಾವು ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಭಕ್ತರು. ಬಜರಂಗ್ ದಳ್ಗೂ ಹನುಮಂತಂಗೂ ಏನು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ? ಹನುಮಂತನೇ ಬೇರೆ, ಬಜರಂಗ್ ದಳನೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಔಟ್ಫಿಟ್. ಏನು ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಹೆಸರು ಇಟ್ಕೊಬಿಟ್ಟಾರೆ. ಬಜರಂಗ್ ದಳ ಅಂತ ಆಚೆ ಅವರು ಕಾನೂನಿನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
We are very clear in the manifesto saying that any fringe elements will be banned. Any fringe elements. It doesn't matter whom it is backed by.
The BJP is taking the issue nationwide. In Madhya Pradesh, a senior BJP minister, Narottam Mishra, asking the Congress's state chief Kamal Nath on whether they intended to ban the Bajrang Dal in the state too. Elections are due in MP later this year. NDTV Bureau Report.
And as the Bajrang Dal controversy is growing, the Congress seems to be taking a U-turn on its promise to ban the Bajrang Dal. Veerappa Moily, senior Congress leader and former Chief Minister of Karnataka, now says that a state government can't possibly impose this ban and the Congress doesn't have any such proposal. Listen in.
ಅಲ್ಲ PMF ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ನಾನು ಕಾನೂನು ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಹಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಜರಂಗ ದಳವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟನೆ DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾದಂತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದೆನೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇರುವ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದರ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಇಂಥ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ, ಹೇಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಇದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್. ನಾನು ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ ಎ ಲೀಡರ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಜರಂಗ್ ದಳ.
And moving on, Indian origin Ajay Banga has been appointed as the president of the World Bank for a 5-year term beginning the 2nd of June. Born in Pune, the ex-Mastercard CEO Ajay Banga has become the first person of Indian origin to head the World Bank. Banga joins the list of Indian origin leaders heading global organizations. Take a look at the journey of the new World Bank president. From Pune to the World Bank headquarters in Washington, US President Joe Biden's pick, Ajay Banga, becomes the new president of the World Bank.
This comes at a moment
and will start his 5-year term beginning June 2nd. Born in Pune, Banga becomes the first person of Indian origin to head the World Bank. With an extensive career in the private sector, Banga credits his success to his army officer father.
Two things are critical to success as a leader: humility and humor. I've had some great role models who have taught me that humility, the fact that you can learn, that you can interact, that you can treat everybody with respect, with a hand on their back and not in their face, what we in our company called our decency quotient. not just your IQ or your EQ, but your DQ.
Ajay Banga most recently served as the vice chairperson at General Atlantic. Previously, he graduated from St. Stephen's College in Delhi and then completed his MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. Ajay Banga taking over the top post of the World Bank was expected, as the position has always gone to a US candidate. Now the hope is that Mr. Banga's Indian origin would bring a first-hand understanding of the challenges that developing countries face in tackling poverty and climate change. But it's a challenging time to head the World Bank after the pandemic and the Ukraine war led to more economic troubles and poverty in several countries. Many say that it's the future of the World Bank that's at stake with this next appointment. Priyanshi Sharma for NDTV. With that, time for a short break. We'll be back with more news on the other side. Stay tuned.
This is NDTV. No noise, no shouting, and most importantly, no lies. Our lead story tonight. Big international story. India is closely watching it. News that informs and inspires.
The news with Sonia Singh. Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. only on NDTV 24x7.
The only side we're on is yours.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
20 years since we started, this music has been with you. Now, we want you to share your version of it. Let your inner artists out by creating an incredible remix of the NDTV signature track. Log on to ndtv.com/best of NDTV. Get inspired and submit your rendition. One winner gets an all-expense paid holiday for two. NDTV 24/7 20th year celebration.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
So let us begin the big fight.
In a deeply polarized world, where space for disagreement is shrinking, where take it or leave it defines discourse, we take a step back. A debate has many facets, perhaps no one right answer. Left, right and center, conversations that get to the core of the debate. Left, right and center with me, Vishnu Shobh, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
20 years since we started, this music has been with you, playing in your homes, at work, and in your car. Now,
The country's top wrestlers allege violence at their Jantar Mantar protest site, say drunk policemen beat them with sticks and hit two protesters in the head. The wrestlers break down while narrating the story, say, "We're not criminals." Internet suspended in Manipur as protests by tribals turn violent. Ban on large gatherings and night curfew in several districts. The tribals protest to oppose the demand for inclusion of the Metis community in the scheduled tribe category. A dramatic drone attack on the Kremlin dome. Russia accuses Ukraine, calls it a failed attempt to assassinate President Vladimir Putin. Ukraine denies any involvement in the drone attack. Russia's foreign minister to arrive in Goa for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meet. The bilateral meet of the foreign ministers of India and China planned amid tensions between the two. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar to not meet his Pakistan counterpart Bilawal Bhutto Zardari separately. Indian origin Ajay Banga appointed as the World Bank president. Banga becomes the first person of Indian origin to head the World Bank. The ex-Mastercard CEO will begin his 5-year World Bank term on the 2nd of June. Prime Minister Modi chants Jai Bajrang Bali at his rallies in Karnataka after the Congress party promises to ban the Bajrang Dal. The Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge refuses to speak on the Bajrang Dal controversy. With 1 week to go to the Karnataka elections, a campaign hits its final stretch. And Sharad Pawar's daughter Supriya Sule set to become the next NCP president after Sharad Pawar's decision to resign. Senior party leader says Supriya Sule will become the national president while Ajit Pawar could head the state unit. Hello and welcome to NDTV 24x7. I'm Priyanshi Sharma. We're tracking the situation that's happening, that's playing out at Jantar Mantar, the protest site of the top wrestlers of the country, and they're alleging violence by Delhi police personnel. They allege that several Delhi police cops were drunk and they hit several protesters who were at Jantar Mantar demanding an arrest of the BJP MP and Wrestling Federation of India chief Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. They say that they were trying to set up a place to sleep as it rained in Delhi the entire day, and while they were doing that, these cops allegedly pushed them, hit them, and in fact they say that 2 of the protesting wrestlers have been injured in the head. My colleague Tanish Punjabi is joining us from Jantar Mantar, and Tanishq, unfortunate scenes that we are seeing there with several top wrestlers of the country, including Vinesh Phogat, Bajrang Punia, Sakshi Malik, breaking down while they are narrating the story. So tell us what really happened there from what the wrestlers are telling you.
Priyanshi, first I would like to give you the live update here. The situation seems to getting tensed here right now. BKU members are now entering while police is stopping them from enter. BKU members want to enter the protest here, and the situation seems to get tensed here. The Delhi police is stopping them, saying that this is a law and order situation right now. But the BKU Bharatiya Kisan Union members are raising slogans against the police, and situation seems to get tense here. Let me just get you a close look of the visuals that is happening right now. You see Delhi police is stopping, and the gate has been closed, and gate was opened right now just a couple of moments ago, but they have been stopped right now from entering. As you can see, BKU members here, Bharatiya Kisan Union members, trying to come out and support. I would like to here, as you can see here. So this is happening late in the night as the drama unfolds. More and more protesters wanting to join here, but Delhi police right now not letting them enter, saying that this is a law and order situation here. We saw what happened. We saw the visuals of the scuffle between the Delhi police and the wrestlers. Vinesh Phogat alleging the Delhi police did physically assault them when they were trying to bring the mattress. So that's what happening. Priyanshi, over to you, Priyanshi, right now.